Recently, a video has been circulating around the internet showing a Turo host catching a Turo renter switching out parts on his Tesla in real time. And he actually recorded this and posted it onto TikTok. Unsurprisingly, this video went viral, and as of today, it has over 2 million views. And so in this video, what I'm going to be talking about is, number one, we're going to be watching this video together. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this video. We're going to be breaking down how this can happen. And of course, and most importantly, we're going to be talking about how you can protect yourself from this happening to you in your fleet. So let's dig in. So let's just dive right into it, and let's actually watch the TikTok here. So it is by the creator Frank Vids, and I will include a link to his TikTok down in the description below so that you can check it out yourself. So he captions it by saying, when you let someone rent your car on Turo and they try to steal your parts. So I'm gonna be reacting to this as we watch it. I actually have not seen the entire thing.
When you let someone rent your car on Turo and they try to steal parts.
That somebody's doing something to my car?
I later found out they have a website that sells Tesla parts and exotic car parts.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing to my car?
Excuse me?
What are you doing to my car?
I'm testing something.
You're testing something?
Yeah.
What are you testing?
On the front.
Because it seems like you're replacing some stuff. Should I be worried? Should I be calling the cops, or?
Excuse me?
Should I be worried about this? Should I be calling the cops?
Careful.
Now, my first kind of knee-jerk reaction to this is the fact that this is definitely sketchy. The gentleman in the mask is definitely kind of flabbergasted as to what he is gonna say. It seems as though he's sort of been caught red-handed here, and he definitely is at a loss for words. And of course, you can see that there is like a primed black bumper on the Tesla Model 3, which it looks like it's probably like an aftermarket bumper that you would put on your car like once it's damaged. Like it's definitely not the bumper that is supposed to be on that car right now.
Because I don't think this is allowed when you're renting out a car. You said it was for a trip.
Yeah, I have a trip. I've gone outside and come back for a test fit.
For what?
For a test fit.
Because...
So my first criticism to the host here, and I don't want to act as though I'm criticizing the host and insinuating that this is his fault, because that is not what I'm doing at all. But his comment is, I don't think that this is allowed. He repeatedly asks, should I be worried? Should I be concerned? And I think that this is mistake number one. If somebody was to do this with one of my cars, and if I was to catch them red-handed, it would be a very assertive, you are not allowed to do this. We are going to be taking this car immediately. I am going to be contacting Turo and the proper authorities. I think that it's really important to be assertive in these types of situations, and I feel as though this host, though he does seem young, so I'm certainly not blaming him for it, I feel as though this host seems very hesitant, he seems almost nervous, he seems like he himself doesn't know the rules, because the reality is this is absolutely against the Turo terms of service. It is not allowed, and the car needs to be taken back.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. This is my first time.
Yeah.
So, okay. Alright.
I told her to call the cops.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have them come here to see what's going on.
Okay.
I'm gonna want my car back today.
Okay, I put it back.
If not, it's gonna be like a bigger charge.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Is there any batteries that you replaced?
No, I
I'm gonna
didn't replace. I'm just testing the bumpers.
testing the bumpers?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be doing that. That's not your car.
Yeah, I just won't borrow it.
Well, why are you taking it out?
I
That's
want
not
to-
your car.
Yeah, just borrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you should have let me know, you know? You should at least let me know so I'm aware of what's going on.
Alright, I'm sorry.
Because for sure I'm gonna need this replaced, like back, and I'm gonna need my car today.
Okay, what time?
Okay.
I can probably have it back like about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here. We're not gonna leave.
Okay, alright, sure.
So we want it back.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Alright.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So this is something that unfortunately is probably more common than we would think. So first, let's talk about the video, and then let's talk about the entire issue of a Turo guest stealing parts off of a car. Now, after I watched this video and I saw this TikTok, I did do some research as to like what the backstory here was. And according to a post on Reddit, which I think does check out, it looks as though this was not somebody stealing parts, but it does seem as though it was somebody test fitting parts as he initially stated. According to a poster named Snout Power on Reddit, it said, "This is ABS Dynamics in City of Industry, California. They are a fairly reputable body kit company and have been around for a while. The product is of decent quality. Most body kit manufacturers will find a friend or a customer and take their car for a few days and weeks to test fit and finish out their body kits. In exchange for having their car for a while, the company would give a free body kit, bumper, whatever the case is." This person then goes on to say, "I believe that ABS Dynamics was testing the fit and finish on a car they rented since they probably couldn't find anybody with a Tesla they needed. He treated himself well. He didn't get overheated. I think he ultimately should have just said, 'What are you doing? This is my car.' Give the guy a chance to explain himself and then simply end it at that. And then at that point tell him, 'I'm going to be taking my car. I'm going to be contacting the authorities, and I'm going to be contacting Turo.' I think the entire walk-around inspection while saying, 'You shouldn't be doing this. This is against the terms of service. I don't know if this is allowed.' Ultimately, I think this made him look like a little bit of an amateur and an ill-informed host, and it allowed for the guest to really get out of the entire situation by simply claiming that he didn't know the rules. But the unfortunate reality is that these things are not that uncommon. They don't happen all the time, but they absolutely do happen. The issue of cars getting catalytic converters taken out, getting transmission swapped, tires swapped, battery swapped, or in some instances, entire body panel swapped. Now, it's really cool that this host was able to tap into the Tesla cameras and do a live GPS tracking of the vehicle to check and see where the car is. That is an insanely cool feature, and I actually didn't realize that Tesla had the ability to do that. So that is a huge advantage for any Tesla owner out there. But as far as us regular hosts that don't have smart cars, there are a few things that you can do to protect yourself. Number one is to take pictures of everything. I really cannot overstate this. This is something that I talk about so much on this channel, and it's something I will continue to talk about until the day I die. If you want to be successful on Turo, you have to get used to taking a ton of photos of your car. Photos of the wheels, of the body panels, of the tires, virtually anything that you can think of. The problem though, and where this type of thing doesn't really help you in the case of parts getting stolen, is that more often than not, if you get a part stolen off of your car by a Turo renter, it's probably going to be something that's under the hood. And more often than not, hosts do not take photos of every single component under the hood. Why this is important is because if theoretically a guest was to take something out of your car, like a battery or switch out your engine or transmission, if you don't have a photo of that engine, transmission, battery, whatever the case is, it's going to be very difficult to prove that that part was swapped. In addition to doing things like taking photos of every single component of your car, you can also have a tracking device. I have historically not been a huge proponent of trackers, but over the last couple of years, I have changed my tune with this. In fact, I am partnering with a tracking company, but more on that in a couple of videos. But in addition to trackers, you could also try the tape trick as well. This is basically where you put like tape on the hood of the car between the bumper and the hood. And if the hood is opened during a rental, then you will see that because of the fact that the adhesive of the tape won't be the same. In addition to tape, you could also do things like writing identifiers on high value car parts. For example, you could do your initials on a catalytic converter or write your initials on the transmission, wherever you think that you are at risk of having car parts stolen. But to be honest, and unfortunately, there's only so much that you can do as a Turo host to protect yourself from these types of things happening. And even though there are only a few things that you can do, fortunately, these things don't happen all of the time. I would say that they're more common than you would think, but they're absolutely not a common occurrence at all. In fact, I've never met somebody personally that had this happen to them, but I have heard of Turo hosts that have experienced this type of thing. And ultimately, it really does come down to protecting yourself as much as possible. Taking photos, if you want to do some sort of identifier like tape or your signature on car parts, you could explore that. And probably the best method would be implementing some sort of tracking device. But like always, you guys, I wanted to make this video because it came up on my For You page. It went insanely viral and I had to address it. This is definitely not a common occurrence on Turo, but it isn't as uncommon as you would think. But at the end of the day, I think that this is one of the risks of listing out your car on Turo. And for me personally, it doesn't deter me from doing business on Turo, but it does make me be more aware of some of the things that could go wrong. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.